Hey guys, Zero here, and today I've got an interesting review for you. I'm going to give you guys my opinion on a very cool game I came across about a little over a year ago, and I picked up all the expansions because it's just such a great game. And ironically, I've actually played with my family, who in turn as well really love this game. I don't know what happened. I mean, it took us a while to actually get started in playing, but once we did, we actually all fell in love with it. And my family ranges from 10 years old to 47 years old, and we all enjoy it. So we're going to take a look at Disney's Villainous. The worst takes it all. But not just that. We're going to take a look at all the expansions that have come out so far. And I'm going to give you guys my thoughts, all with the exception of the newest expansion, because we really haven't used it yet. But if it is any inkling or it has any relation to the others, which it should, pretty sure we're going to enjoy it. And the cool thing is about this game is you could use this game on its own without the expansions, and you can use each one of those expansions on their own without the main game. You don't need the main game to play the expansions. It's probably one of the coolest things about the game. But enough chit chat. Let's take a quick look over to the table and we'll go over my thoughts on this. Sit tight. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at Disney's Villainous. The worst takes it all. Now, this is the original starter set. You can pick this up at like Target, any gaming store, and it's not terribly expensive. I want to say this was $35, and then the expansions have been like 20 to 20. This might have been 30 to 40, and the expansions were 20 to 25 a piece. I think the third one was like $25, and I just had it like sent over. So as you see, you've got different characters like Captain Hook, Maleficent, Jafar, Red Queen, Prince John, and Ursula. This is what you start with. You also get, each one of them have their own set of rules. I kind of like this. They all have they're pawns, but they all have their own set of rules. They all have their own playing card surface where you lay your cards down. They all have their own set of villain cards and I don't want to say hero cards, but like intervention cards that you use to play against each other. And each one of them is unique. And the cool thing is like every single character has their own agenda. They have their own purpose for being there, and they have their own methods to win the game. Right, for themselves, because every villain's out for themselves, right, and trying to stop all the other villains from succeeding. So it's a very cool game. Get this box top off. It's also a really nice, smooth, velvety box top with the gloss embossed lettering. Simple instructions, pretty easy. Like I said, it took me and my family a little bit of time before we could actually start playing, because I was hesitating on reading the rules and stuff, and I was kind of like, I felt like it was going to be daunting, but once I actually read them, it was actually really easy to pick up and play. So here we have Jafar. And I'll show you guys what else is in the box set real quick so you guys can see. So we have Ursula. Ooh, there's some cards there. Ursula, Captain Hook, Prince John, the Red Queen, and Maleficent. And again, each one has their own unique cards. So all these little icons on here are different for each person. So you're not, not everybody, you're not going to have the same agenda. You're not going to have the same goals at the end of the game to win. Everybody's is different. And there are... Some people say that there are some that are easier to achieve than others, and while that may be true for certain things, I don't think it's the case for everyone. For a matter of fact, everyone thinks that Prince John has the easiest time about, winning the game because he only needs 20 coins to win the game. But everyone knows that, so they do everything they can to stop you from doing so. So it's not as easy as it may seem. You've got all kinds of item cards that you can use, that you can eventually get and use. There's your intervention cards, like for example, there's the genie. Grants a wish. This is to stop Jafar from doing his thing. And then we've got the villain cards. You know. We've got a ton of tokens. Excuse me. We got a bunch of tokens here. These are power coins. This is what you use to win the game. You get a cauldron, sort of, where you place your coins in at the beginning of the game. You've got your game pawns. And they're all shaped kind of like the characters. And there's Captain Hook. You've got Ursula. Prince John. Jafar. Red Queen. My pieces are getting a little chewed up here. And then you've got Maleficent. That's pretty cool. So you have those. Let me get these back. I'm sorry. You also have each villain comes with their own booklet to help them determine their goals and what they need to do to succeed and win over everybody else. So each player gets a handout with the instructions on how to achieve their goals as that character. They also get these action symbol cards, kind of shows you what each symbol on the boards mean and how you can use them to your advantage. And the explanation there, which is kind of nice. So basically, the premise is, let's get this out of the way here. I don't have a lot of space up here, and I apologize, but we'll just kind of show you real quick. When you start your game, you can start your pawn anywhere you want on your realm, which is what this is called. It's the realm board. You know, every turn you have to move. You know, you have to move at least one or two, depending on, you know, you can actually just go anywhere you want, unless, so like if it's my turn and I want to go here, I can just go there, you know. The only exception is if your realm has a lock symbol, which this realm card doesn't seem to have. Let's see. Anyway, so unless there's a lock symbol on a realm or a place in your realm, you can't go there unless you unlock it with specific means, like using specific things that need to be done prior to you being able to go there. But otherwise, you can go pretty much every turn. You can go whichever realm you want, and then you can activate these icons on that realm to benefit from it. So like this would grant you 1 power, this would allow you to use a card, this would allow you to intervene on someone else's cards, you know, things like that. Or this would allow you to like discard a card, I think, and then this allows you to draw a card. And then, you know, during your someone else's turn, they can play, like they can play this card on your realm and block you from being able to use these things here. Now, when that happens, you would have to fight that card or destroy that card or remove that card. And the way to do that is to use cards of your own to be able to do that. So you would place a card here, like a warrior or a minion or something like that, and they would help you defeat that card there. So it's pretty, and you know, you keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until you achieve your goal, whatever character goal that may be. So we'll take a quick look. I'll put this away. We'll take a quick look at the other expansions that you get. And again, you can use these with or without the expansion. This doesn't need to be, you know, added, but it does give you, I mean, you know, it gives you a lot of variety, you know, in character types and in player availability, you know, things like that, which is really cool. It allows you to play, this set alone allows you to play 6 players, and then each set after that grants you 3 more characters per set. So you're looking at another 9. You know, so you can have up to 15 people playing this game, which is ridiculous. The turns are kind of, you know, when you're getting used to it, the turns are kind of long. Or, sorry, when you're getting started, the turns are kind of long. But once you get used to the game and how it works, it goes by pretty quick. You can plan ahead and kind of, the only thing you can't do is you can't see what cards you're getting, but you know, you can kind of plan ahead on where you want to go and what you want to do next to kind of give yourself an advantage, you know, while other people are plotting and scheming against you. So we're gonna pause real quick, and then I'm gonna get the other expansions out, and we'll take a quick look at those. All right, here we have Disney Villainous, Wicked to the Core. And you can see the evil witches on the cover. And then we have Hades, Dr. Falasier, and Evil Queen. I don't know, I guess she doesn't have a name. But I like Dr. Falasier, is one of my favorite characters. But you see again, they have their each have their unique pawns and cards, you know, to go with their set. So we'll take a quick look here. Another set of instructions. Now, each one of these expansions has also offered something extra to the game. Maybe a different rules tweak, or you know, something like that. Nothing, you know, game breaking, in my opinion. It's just, you know, it just offers something extra. Some characters also each character has their own, like I said, they have their own cards, their own abilities, their own strengths and weaknesses. So sometimes they add different things. Like for Dr. Falasier, he can draw hands of cards to you know, to ask for help from the friends on the other side, kind of thing. And you know, he's playing cards back and forth constantly, where other players don't do it as much. Here we have Evil Queen's board, nice deep purple, I like that. There's Hades. This is pretty cool. And sometimes some of these heroes, there's Dr. Falasier, some of these villains, I apologize, you know, their main goal is to stop their hero, right? So like Hades obviously has to defeat Hercules, but he has to defeat it, he has to like unleash the Titans, you know, to attack Mount Olympus, and then, you know, then he has to defeat Hercules at Olympus or something like it's pretty tricky, but it's very cool. It's a very interesting and dynamic game. And here we have the pawns. That's my favorite, Dr. Falasier. Nice tall voodoo hat. The Evil Queen. Nice deep purple. And Hades. Pretty cool. He's got a little poofy cloud underneath him. So I don't want to go into the cards. We don't really need to do that, but you can, again, you know, you get a full bag of coins that you can, you know, I could add this to our other set, but I chose not to because I figured to keep it separate. I wanted to show you guys this too real quick, if I can get it out. This coin here, this big little cloud question mark, this is actually the player turn counter. So if you have more than 4 players, you want to use this because people want to know whose turn it actually is before because you can do intervening cards and stuff like that, and cards that you can use cards not on your turn So you want to know whose actual turn it is. So this goes around with the player whose turn it is. And here, if I can leave that out. Get that out. There's the lock token, or one of the lock tokens you get. So this will sit on certain, it'll tell you in your instructions for your character where this goes if you have one in your realm. All right, we'll get this guy put away. Then we will get the next set out. All right, sit tight. All right, here we have Disney Villainous. Evil Comes Prepared, with featuring Scar on the box. Nice brown cover there. We know Scar. And here we have, in this set, we have Rdition from The Great Mouse Detective, another one of my favorite villains. Scar from The Lion King, and Yzma from The Emperor's New Groove. And again, you get all the same things. You get your realm cards, you get your player cards, you get your adversary cards, you get your power tokens and things like that. You get your pawns and your instructions per villain. So let's pop this open real quick. Show you guys the good stuff. All right, here are the pawns. This is Yzma. It's like real frail. It's like rubbery. It's like a rubbery plastic, so it's not easily. I mean, it's flexible, but it's not going to break, hopefully. And then we have Scar. I have no idea what this is supposed to be. It's like I don't know, like a face in fire. And here we have Rdition, because he had a giant cape. It's pretty interesting. Sorry. And we have their boards. So we have Yzma. Not a fan of this movie. I was never a big fan of this movie. It's not a bad movie, I'm just not a fan of it. And then we have Scar, Pride Rock, Elephant Graveyard. Pretty cool. And then we have Rdition. And you've got their instruction booklets and their actual player cards. And then you've got your action tokens. And again, each villain, just like all the other ones, have completely unique purposes in the game, like goals, you know. And I think that's probably the coolest thing about this, and probably the thing that they can keep making. You know, the more villains they make, the more of these they can make, because each one has their own agenda. And you get another bag with power coins, player turn counter, and the lock token, which is good because you never know you're gonna lose the stuff. I mean, we haven't, thankfully, but you never know. So there you go. That is the Disney Villainous Evil Comes Prepared expansion. Pretty cool. Again, it adds to the game. It hasn't I haven't found yet that any of the game has been broken by any one character. There hasn't been one character that's like, oh my god, this guy is OP and ridiculous. And every time we've tried this game, we've tried to do different villains. You know, we've each tried to play different villains, and it's like, man, this one's a lot harder than the last one, but they have all these other things in their favor. You know, things like that. So, all right, we're gonna take a look at the last one. That's new for all of us. I haven't seen what's inside there yet. We'll check it out. All right, here is the final expansion, Disney's Villainous, Perfectly Wretched. And as you can see, it's nice and red with the evil one herself, Cruella de Vil, on the cover. Set this to the side here. So this one comes with Pete from the Steamboat Willie series, which I find hilarious, and my son is so anxious to use this because he loves Steamboat Willie. We've got Cruella de Vil, and we've got Mother Gothel from Rapunzel. Now, it's interesting because she's the first CG villain in the game so far. Everything else has been from the classic cartoons. She's the first one from one of the new movies and the CG movies. So, I mean, that just lets us know that they're going to be able to put in anybody from their line of villains. So that's pretty cool. On there pretty tight. So we have instructions again. Ooh, this one's pretty heavy. So I like that because each one comes with its own set of instructions, so you don't need any of the previous sets to play this set. If you want to just try it, you can get any one of these little sets and you're good to go. But I would recommend getting the whole thing because it's such a fun game. All right, so here we have Mother Gothel. Looks like a bunch of hair braided up. Yeah, there's a little braid there. That's cool. The Wicked One, Cruella de Vil. That is really cool. It's like a clear white, or not clear, but like opaque and black. That's so cool. She's even got her own theme song. And yeah, this is Pete. Pete the cat. He's always chasing after Mickey the mouse. He's got his cool little steamboat hat. Here we have our realm cards. Let's take a quick look at these guys. So Cruella de Vil's is start your turn with at least 99 puppies, captured puppies. So that's how she wins. If she's got 99 puppies, she wins. That's pretty cool. Mother Gothel, start your turn with at least 10 trust. You want me to be the bad guy? Fine. Now I'm the bad guy. What does Cruella say? I'll get even, just wait. You'll be sorry. Hey, Pete. He looks hilarious. Look at that. Look at that mug. Complete 4 selected goals. So he must have like real simple, quick goals. I'm gonna knock you right into next week. Damn, Pete. Coming at it. And his card is completely black and white. That is so cool. That's very, very cool. Your instructions, the actual player cards, each deck for each villain. Flynn Rider. When Flynn Rider is played, Mother Gothel loses 2 trust. When Flynn Rider is defeated, Mother Gothel gains 2 trust. There you go. See, that's one of the adversary cards, and it'll take the player who's using it 4 power coins to actually play this card. So that's how you get through there. Puppies. Flew the coop. Choose 1 captured puppy token and return it face up to the supply. This is an effect card. And that's for Cruella, of course. Hey, look, it's Pluto. Pluto. When Pluto is played, you may move an item in Pete's realm to Pluto's location. He's a hero card. Very cool, Pluto. Good looking out. Oh. That's interesting. Ah. Different tokens now. So it looks like puppy markers. There's 22, there's 11. So Cruella must have to get all these little tokens equal 99. I don't know what these things are. Oh, these are Pete's goals. This one's strike it rich. Start your turn with at least 3 items at this location. Okay. So you probably set these little goals down on different locations for Pete to actually win. That's pretty cool. So you see, every single character has different goals and different objectives, and different, means to those objectives. It's so cool. And that's why I think, like, you could, if you're interested in trying this game, please try it out. But most definitely, once you play it, I really feel like you're gonna like it, and you're gonna want to get the whole series, because each one is so you can play a villain each time. You can play a different villain. Now me and my family, we have our favorites, but we are trying to play different ones each time so that we can all experience the whole game. My 10-year-old now. It took a little bit for us to get started, like I said, because I had to read the rules, and I had to, I had to go, I had to explain it a couple times, once to my wife and my son, and then we went to my daughter's house, and we had to explain it to them too. We had to go through the process, and we were still learning, so we were taking our time, but now that we know the game, we can play it a lot faster. And my son, he's 10, it took him a little bit longer to get it, but once he got it, he was gone. Like, that was it. Like, he knew, you know what I'm saying? He knows how to play. He knows what he's supposed to do. He knows that it's us against him. So he's all in, and we're talking, like I said, okay, so my son is 10, my daughter's in her mid-20s, her boyfriend's in his mid-20s, my wife and I are in our 40s. So the fact that this game covers that entire scope of age is pretty interesting. I have a lot of different board games, but I don't think I have, aside from the standard games like Monopoly and Life and Risk and Sorry and those old school Milton Bradley games, there's not a lot of games that I have that appeal to all of us entirely, right? Like, I have miniature board games, right? I have like Mice and Mystics, when I'll do a review on that soon, with really fun game, really cool, using little miniature mice, going around the board. But not everybody's into that, right? Like, my kids, my son is into it, but my wife and my daughter, not so much. I also have Settlers of Catan, which I'll do another review on. My son likes it. My wife, not so much. And my daughter, she really hasn't tried it. So the fact that this game appealed to all of us is a statement for the value of it. Like, for a great family game, even a party game. Like, if, my friends and I, me and the guys, we all get together, and we every once in a while we'll do like a gaming night, or we've even done gaming weekends, and this is a game that I would feel confident bringing to that table, which the guys are like, we're gamers, we're all gamers, we like miniatures, we like guys shooting each other, we like stealing each other's cards, and playing battle card games and things like that, like Battle Wizards. There's a ton of games that we play. But I do feel confident enough to know that even if they're not real big Disney fans, one of these characters in these sets will appeal to them. And I know that they'll like the dynamic of the game, the way the game plays through. So I definitely recommend this game for you and your family. Thumbs up here. If you're interested in a new game and you want to try it out, like I said, you can get one of the expansions on the cheap. If you don't want to get the big box set, you get one of the expansions, try it out, and if you like it like we did, you're going to want to get the rest. I promise, because the more you've got 15 players here, you probably may never have 15 players at your table. Or you might, you know, like I said, you might have a gaming group or whatever, and this is like a perfect game to get everybody included, you know. But nonetheless, like I said, there should be a character in here that appeals to somebody in your group, to everybody in the group at the least. So I definitely recommend this game. Disney Villainous is I don't know, they hit the they hit the magic, you know, that Disney magic, man. They got it in there, you know, somehow. And I when I first saw this, I was like, give me a break. I was like, come on. This is ridiculous, you know. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm not going to play some Disney whatever. And look, it's a really good game. Definitely worth the money. Definitely worth the investment. And it's just a fun time. It's definitely one of our top, for my family, it's definitely our top game. Next to King of Tokyo and a couple others. But this here is top dog right now. So if you guys get the chance, I definitely recommend checking it out. You can pick it up at Target, Walmart. You can pick it up at any gaming store. If you're in Chicago, go and check out my buddy's shop. My buddy Eddie, he's got a shop. It's called The Gaming Goat. It's here in Chicago off of Harlem and Foster. He carries this game. You can tell him Zero sent you to get this game, and he'll know, and he'll hook you up. But yeah, check it out. Also, as always, thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, share. And if you want, you can check me out on our Discord channel, the Tabletop Dungeoneers. I'll put the little guy right here. That guy. We're always on there chit-chatting about all kinds of things: Dungeons and Dragons, miniature board games, tabletop wargaming, RC cars, which is primarily me, building Gundams, which is primarily me. But all kinds of things, you know, crafting, you know, which is all of us. So give us a shout out, tell them Zero sent you. Also, we have a new show and a new channel going on. It's called D&D After Dark, where we talk about all things Dungeons and Dragons and give advice on, to new players and new dungeon masters getting started with Dungeons and Dragons and how to do that easily. So you can check us out there. I'll put the link in the description below. We broadcast live every Friday night about 9 p.m. Central. So if you get the chance, come and join us, chat with us, yell at us, whatever. Tell them Zero sent you. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. I also just wanted to say, guys, you know it's a good game when before you even get the game or any of the expansions, your family members are calling out characters. Like, my daughter's like, I'm using Cruella de Vil, that's that. And I was like, I'm using Dr. Falasier. And my son's like, I'm using Pete. You know what I mean? So you know it's a good game when you're pre-calling out characters you're going to be using. All right, guys.